My beautiful YouTube fam, I don't know what's going on with Hollywood where they aren't being original anymore. They've got to sit back and take what's already been good, what's already great, and feel they got to reboot it. Disney's really been getting crazy with doing this with all their amazing animated movies now being rebooted as live action. And the latest one that I actually went to see because I wanted to see it was Lilo and Stitch. This is going to be my review of, and it's going to be my first review ever on the channel of the Lilo and Stitch movie, live action movie. Now, when the original movie came out back in 2002, the original animated movie, oh my God. I fell in love with that movie. That movie is so highly underrated. Okay. It and A Goofy Movie are the two Disney movies I believe are anime movies that I truly believe are highly underrated. And the thing is that Lilo and Stitch was so good. I actually shared it with multiple friends that I knew. Okay, well, multiple friends, or I deem as extended family, and they all fell in love with it. Two of my friends, when their kids were little, they loved that movie, and they grew up watching the animated series that was on Disney. They're both grown now. Shows how long it's been, man. But the thing is that that movie held a special place in a lot of people's hearts because it spoke about family. That was the theme of the movie. It focused on family. Nani doing everything in her power to be able to keep her little sister Lilo. Okay. Sadly, they had lost their parents, and in the original cartoon, Lilo talks about that. If you have not seen it, I'm going to do everything in my power to not give any spoilers, okay, during this whole review. But if you haven't seen the original Lilo and Stitch, I would highly recommend it. It should be on Disney Plus. I'm pretty sure it is, and I would highly recommend seeing it before you go to see this movie. Now, in that movie, as I said, Nani, her older sister, is doing everything in her power to keep Lilo, okay, because their parents aren't around anymore, and it's a struggle. And then you have Stitch, Experiment 626. And oh my gosh, he comes into the picture and just causes absolute mayhem and pretty much makes life difficult unintentionally. Well, I guess you could say unintentionally for Nani and Lilo. But of course, you see it all works out. But the movie itself was really cute. It was very well written. Okay. And I mean, it had a style that was all its own. It was just very unique, the animation. So that movie actually, I mean, I watched that movie so many times. When we went to see this one in the theater, I was sitting next to my brother from another mother, and he even leaned over. He says, I could probably quote this movie word for word. I was like, that makes two of us because we both watched it. We were roommates when that movie came out, and we watched it repeatedly because we were showing it to so many people. So, as I've now cleared up that how much love I have for the original, the OG Lilo and Stitch. Now, let's talk about the new one. All right. First things first, I'm going to do everything in my power, not like I said before, not to give any spoilers. Okay. And my thing is this. Disney, I will say they made a big effort to make this good. Okay. Because here's the thing. 3 cast members who voiced characters in the original movie are back in this movie. That's Tia Carrere, who did the voice of Nani, Jason Scott Lee, who did the voice of David, and also Amy Hill, who did the voice of Miss Hasegawa. Okay. And she only had a very small part in the first movie. So the fact that they brought back several cast members from the original, I thought that was awesome. I thought that was awesome. But they brought them back and they had different um basically roles in this movie. The one person I was very thankful they brought back was Chris Sanders. He did the voice of Stitch in the original movie, and they brought him back, of course, to do Stitch again. Because hey, Stitch has a very unique voice, and he is perfect for it. Now, the actress that they got to play Lilo and Nani, Maya, I hope, and please forgive me if I'm saying their names wrong. Don't come at you correct me, but don't come at me too bad, okay? Um, Maya Kiloa, who played Lilo, and Sydney, and I already know I'm gonna butcher this poor girl's name. Sydney Agudong. Please forgive me. I'm gonna say this: they did a great job as Lilo and Nani. I loved their chemistry together. They pulled it off beautifully as Nani and Lilo. Okay. And then we had, like I said, you had several cast members who came back. Uh Tia Carrera, she came back as the social worker. Jason Scott Lee came back as Nani's boss. Okay. And Amy Hill came back as Tutu, which we really couldn't figure out her relation to, because we were trying to say we're not sure if she was David's mother or not. And the guy that played David, who's I've never seen him before, okay, Kaipu Du I think, oh Lord, I'm messing these names up bad. Kaipu Du Bois, he played David, and just like in the original movie, David would pop in and out and jump in, but he had a lot more. He did a lot more in this movie. He had I don't know. It was like whenever he spoke, he put his foot in his mouth most of the time. But he did a great job playing David. Now, the aliens. Okay, we already got Stitch out the way. Stitch, Chris Sanders, Chef's Kiss. Great job as always voicing Stitch. All right. Now we have the aliens. The Grand Councilwoman which I was surprised because she sounded so much like the original voice actress that did the Grand Councilwoman, Zoe Caldwell. I mean, I thought it was her. I really thought it was her, but it was actually Hannah Waddingham, who is many of y'all may know from Game of Thrones and Ted Lasso. That is one gorgeous, thick ass white woman. She's 50. Oh my God. All right, let me behave. My flesh is showing. Moving right along. She did an amazing job voicing the Grand Councilwoman, because I really, really thought that was the original voice actress. Okay, because she did such a good job sounding just like her. All right, and Pleakley was done by Billy Magnuson, and he did a great job portraying Pleakley. He sounded almost identical to him, okay, from the original movie, which we know that the original voice of Pleakley was done by Kevin McDonald. All right. And that voice, I'm sorry, that voice, it is so hard to because he's just, I don't know the word I'm looking for. He's just so sporadic the way he speaks and acts, and so excited all the time. And Kevin McDonald did a great job doing that. But in this movie, Billy did a great job also. He was a little tamer. He didn't get so excited all the time, but he just didn't have that over exuberant excitement like Kevin McDonald did, but he still did a great job voicing Pleakley. My biggest gripe is Jumba Jukiba. Now, anybody who has seen the original movie, okay, you know Jumba kind of has like a deep voice. And when he was voiced by David Steers, and he did a great job voicing Jumba. Very, very iconic voice to Jumbo that it sticks in your head. Okay. And it fit perfectly. And like I said, with us from the OG movie, who liked and loved the OG movie, you really got used to that character's voice, even in the TV series. Okay. Now, Zach, and I know y'all gonna chew me out for this. I cannot say this man's last name. Okay. If I screw it up, forgive me. Zach Fanicus. God, this first review is gonna be horrible, but hey, forgive me. I'm trying, guys. Um, he he just didn't fit, in my opinion, as Jumbo. His voice just didn't seem to match. Okay, not saying he didn't do a good job doing Jumbo. It was just the voice didn't fit. It 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 just sounded off. It really did. I'm just going to be honest with it. The voice sounded off for Jumbo. So that was one of my gripes about the movie. I didn't like Jumbo's voice. He did a great job portraying him, but it's just his voice rubbed me wrong. Now, another big gripe about the movie that I have. Captain Gantu was not in it. Okay. Now, Captain Gantu, he was voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson in the original and in the TV series, I believe. And the thing was, he was in the original movie. He was kind of like the big bad. Well, he was totally removed from the movie this time. He wasn't shown, mentioned, nothing was spoke of him, which I thought was real dumb. Because in the original movie, he was, like I said, kind of the major big bad. He was sent to track down to get Stitch also after later on in the first movie. Now, in this one, they kind of made Jumba the big bad, which kind of threw the movie off. Which, yes, in the original, he and Pleakley are trying to hunt Stitch down because he was sent by the Grand Councilwoman to get him. Okay. And in this one, and like I said, later in the original movie, Gantu made his appearance to go get Stitch, and he kind of became the major villain in it. And they made it Jumbo, which it just seemed off doing that. It really seemed off. I know there's people going to say, well, they're trying to change it up. They don't want it to be exactly like the original movie. And well, look, if you're going to do a remake of, or as they put, I don't even call it a reboot, a remake of something like this, you've already got the script. You've already got the storyboard. Stick to it. Okay? You don't have to have everything exactly like it, but have the general cast of characters that were in the original. Okay? Don't sit there and jump up and say, oh, we're going to do it this way this time. Okay, we're going to take these characters completely out. Wait a minute. Why? They were key. I mean, Captain Gantu was key in the TV series, in the all three Stitch movies. Okay, why are you taking a prime character out? And I mean, I think I think that was a huge mistake. That was a very big mistake. Okay, because without him, the movie seemed lacking almost. Another gripe I kind of have about the movie is where in the original the aliens were dressed up. Okay, they always dressed up like they were humans. Where in this they gave them these holograph things to help them look human. Okay, which to me it took me out of actually hitting the mic, actually enjoying the actual characters of Pleakley and Jumba, because I mean, it's like you're pulling these two characters away and you're putting in these actors take their place. Which the thing is, I understand. I mean, actors more likely want to have screenplay, not just use their voices. But here's the thing. I mean, this is what people have grown accustomed to knowing the original movie. And like I said, people are gonna come to me saying, "Well, they want to change it up." I understand that, but to me, it just didn't fit. Okay, yeah, you've got the humans in there, the human element, And the thing is that it didn't fit as well this time, in my opinion. Where in the original movie, especially Pleakley was just a mess. He made it. The two of them were just too much fun watching them in that movie. But the thing is, they were just trying to disguise themselves as human. Which I'm just gonna say this: when they first introduced Pleakley, he's dressed up. I think he's dressed up as Woody when they first introduced him, and I thought that was so awesome. So I'm thinking that they're gonna do this throughout the movie, have him in all these costumes and everything. Oh no, they said nope, that's not what we're gonna do, and we're gonna have them as humans a majority of the movie. Which, yeah, they did show up occasionally in the movie as their alien forms, more or less towards the end, okay, of the movie. But yeah, it kind of pulls you away from those characters with them making them look like humans in this one. So that was another gripe. And there were a few changes to the story, mainly the theme of the story, okay, which I'm not going to give away because I mean, if you want to go see it, I definitely don't want to take that feature away from anyone who wants to um go and enjoy the movie. But if you've seen the original and you go see this one, you'll understand what I'm talking about, mainly at the end. So overall, though, the movie itself, great family show. Definitely recommend it for the family. They stuck with a lot of the designs from the cartoon in the movie, like the designs of the ship, the designs of the aliens. Pretty much most of the things that happened in the original movie they kept intact, or they changed up a little for this movie. Like in the original, he there's a scene where he snatches Myrtle's like power, like big wheel bike, and him and Lilo ride off on it. Well, and they're riding around the island because he's looking for a city, the big city where he's going to, because in his programming, as Jumba said in the original, he basically is looking to destroy large cities. Well, in this one, they had him in a pink Power Wheels, and he was getting it. And I thought that was a really cute feature that they added. And sure enough, he's still just like in the original. He had his breakdown when he couldn't find any cities. So, but uh, overall, it is a great family movie. I will give it that. And I just, as someone who's seen the original, loves the characters, I really wish they had kind of didn't change as much as they did. But hey, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. Um, Not 100% enjoyed it, but it was still a good time. It was fun. And I would recommend anyone who wants to take their kids to see it, go see it. Because like I said, it's a great family movie. And me personally, okay, I am let's see. I'm going to go ahead and give it mm, I'd say 3 out of 5 wolf paws on it as a good for my rating, because like I said, being a fan of the original, it kind of, the things they changed up kind of rubbed me the wrong way, kind of ruined the movie at certain points for me. And I mean, they did a great job with bringing over certain things like the soundtrack, oh geez, they kept that intact. It was great, with the exception of the song that plays by, originally it was played by oh god, Reba, was it Reba McEntire? Hold on a minute, let me check, because the original song at the end of Lilo and Stitch, let's see, yeah, because the original song was okay, it was Winona Judd that did the original song Burning Love, because the new one they did, oh my gosh, I just it didn't do it for me. Mm-mm. They did a remake. They had someone else singing it, and it didn't sound right. It because when the judge sang it, it had intensity. It had just that rhythm, just this get you excited. Because when you watch the end of the original movie, you're happy, you're excited. And with this one, they tried to do a version where it just was all mellow and slow. Bleh. Anyway, all right, guys, that's my review of Lilo and Stitch, the 2025 version. And to be honest, this for me personally, if I watched again, it would be with my niece and nephews. Okay, but as someone who on my own, just myself or recommended, like friends, I would recommend it to them if they want to take their kids to see it or they just want to see it for themselves. It's not a movie I'll watch again. I will watch the original anytime, any day. Okay. But anyway, guys, I hope I didn't screw this review too much, and I did everything I could to avoid spoilers. So take it with a grain of salt. But at this time, as you all know, I'm Darkwolf92, and I wish you all to have a great day. And I want to apologize also because I should have had this out last weekend when I went to see it because we saw it on last Saturday, me and my extended family. And I get back home and start working on my computer, and my drive crashes. So I've spent this past week getting my system back up and running and working right. So that's the delay for that. So I want to apologize to you all for that. Okay. And I am going to go ahead and get out of here for right now. All of y'all have a great weekend. Take care. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Go out and, well, depending on where you're from. I'm here in Texas and the weather is amazing right now. Go out there and have fun this weekend. Spend time with your family. Go to the movies. See Lilo and Stitch. Never know. But I will catch you guys in the next video and stay blessed. I'll see you next time.